shut the lights off and we stayed quiet in the back. And it was just scary. People were crying.
Students hiding in fear, parents running to their aid, all while police rush to campus. This frightening situation at Lincoln County High School isn't the only location today. And Ohio, well, isn't alone. Tonight, law enforcement, even the FBI, investigating fake calls of active shooters at schools across the country.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Now, those calls came in right before the lunch hour at Licking Valley High School. The caller even lying about the room where the supposed fake shooting was happening.
And tonight, 10 TV is alerting at least one parent armed himself to go help find that fake shooter.
We continue our team coverage at 6 tonight with 10 TV's Lacey Crisp. She spoke to the sheriff about those good intentions.
But we start with 10 TV's Bryant Somerville on the emotional parents who rushed to that school. And Bryant, some parents even ditching their cars when traffic backed up.
Yeah, you guys, being out here today, seeing that confusion and the panic in the eyes of parents, it was a very real, very raw moment for so many families. Tonight, I was able to talk with two students from both schools who tell me what they saw, what they heard, and what they did when their schools went into lockdown.
Yeah, we were just told to run and scatter.
Banan Stokes says he was in third block when the radio went off and Licking Valley Middle School went into lockdown.
And then they told us that we can scatter out the back. We opened the windows, we took out the screen protector, and we all ran out the window.
His mother, Kayla,
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking.
says she received calls from family members worried about an active shooter, all the while not being able to contact her son.
Oh, the worst possible thoughts are going through my mind. Worst possible thoughts.
When she arrived, she was met with bumper-to-bumper traffic, other parents trying to get to their children. She was directed to park at a nearby church, then took off on foot to make the mile hike.
So we just came in here, parked, and I saw a group of parents walking through people's yards, so I just followed them.
Bailey Wetzel.
We were in fifth period and the announcement came on and she just said that we were on a level 3 lockdown, but it wasn't a drill.
A sophomore at Licking Valley High says students there followed protocol, went to the gym and waited. We first saw her when she was reunited with her family.
I didn't think I was gonna get to. I just thought I wasn't gonna get to ever again. So to be able to, it's just really emotional.
What ended up being a hoax, a very real experience for families and students.
Traumatizing. I'll never take I love yous, I'll see you tomorrow, I'll never take that for granted ever again because you really don't know.
Certainly the good news in all of today's chaos that needs to be repeated tonight, that no one was hurt. Live in Lincoln County, Bryant Somerville, 10 TV News.
I mean, it's a very emotional thing to go through. Thank goodness, this was a swatting incident, if you will. I'm grateful for that we don't have the actual situation.
That is Licking County Sheriff tonight on the situation that unfolded there today. He's also revealing to 10 TV where the investigation will go next. The feds will now be assisting. The response tonight quite massive to this situation. You see in this video from the school there are dozens of law enforcement officers responding, as well as parents. And tonight we've also learned the man even armed himself to go see if he could help. 10 TV's Lacey Crisp talked to the sheriff about why they discourage people from doing this, even though they're quite aware of why someone would want to.
As soon as parents got the word that some incident was happening, they rushed to the school. Some of the parents parked on the grass almost a mile away just to get to their kids.
It's wild. I mean, obviously there's only two roads. There's one road that comes to the school, so both roads are backed up. There's nowhere you really can go. There's a lot of parents walking. There's people on side-by-sides, people cutting through yards. It's a crazy scene I never expected to happen here.
Word quickly spread about a threat called into Licking Valley schools. Parents were initially told to go to their reunification point, but that was a school that was also placed on lockdown. After law enforcement swept the buildings and gave the all clear, parents were then told to pick their kids up at the school they attend. Sheriff Randy Thorpe says one man showed up to the schools and was taken into custody.
We had an individual who evidently had a family member at the school. I'm not sure of the exact relationship, but he felt that he should come up here armed to try to help with the situation. And of course, I get that as well, but that's not a real good idea, because when we show up, we don't know who this individual is, and we're looking for someone with a weapon.
Even though it seemed chaotic to some parents, Thorpe says he's proud of the response and how it was handled.
There was a massive response to this, law enforcement, not just our office, but other agencies in the county and outside the county. So I would just, anytime anybody thinks that folks don't care, we didn't have to ask them to come, they came.
Sheriff Thorpe tells me his office will be working with the FBI to investigate who sent out these swatting calls. At Licking Valley High School, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Well, just in Ohio today, there were 8 reports of this type of swatting calls across the state, 3 of them in central Ohio, Chillicothe, Licking Valley, and 1 in Columbus. 2 in Toledo, the others in Dayton, Cincinnati, and in Springfield. Now, in all cases, the threats were found to be fake. But you know, this isn't just an Ohio problem. According to the Washington Post, since September 13th, schools in 15 other states have felt the fear behind this threat. You can see them mapped out here. Several of them are in the Midwest.
You know, swatting is no joke. As you saw from Lacey and Brian's pieces there, it's not only sending law enforcement agencies out, but also parents flooding to the schools. When you have that many people flooding to the same location, many responding in fear, experts say it can create a dangerous situation. 10 TV talked to Harry Thrombitis, a former FBI agent, who says that's why these penalties for this crime are serious.
It's, again, about as stupid a crime as you could commit. You could get prosecuted federally for that. Those resources that would normally be able to respond and perhaps save someone's life are now wasted.
He adds the FBI could consider this a terroristic attack. Right now, there is an Ohio bill going through the legislature, that's Senate Bill 292. That would make swatting a first or third felony, depending on the situation. Be sure to download that 10 TV app for the latest on this story and more. You can follow 10tv.com.